Welcome to the best small business show. Today we're tackling the top 5 mistakes small businesses make with clients. I know
Yes.
we're talking about mistakes, but it's really true. These are mistakes a lot of small businesses make. And these aren't those old school, outdated business faux pas that you would find in a textbook somewhere.
No,
These
no,
are
no.
these are mistakes small businesses are making today.
And they are real and they're recent and they're relative mistakes that cost your customers, hurt your reputation, and keep you from scaling. I am so glad we're going to do this. Hint, hint, this is a series. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, and
Rich,
and and the big one is keep you from scaling. That's huge.
oh my God, that's huge.
People don't realize that they're actually hurting themselves and they're keeping their business small because of these mistakes. So,
Right, right.
well, we're going to break each of these 5 mistakes into 4 parts. The first part is what small business owners actually do, and they don't realize it's actually hurting you. Second, what's the impact on the client and your business? Third, how to fix it, okay, to avoid these pitfalls. And then finally, at the end, BJ and I are going to give you 4 action items to implement immediately. So let's
Yeah.
kick it off. BJ, you've got
All
number
right.
one.
Okay, mistake number one, over promising and under delivering. Yes, I am totally uh, guilty of this. You say yes to everything to win the sale, even if it's beyond your capacity. You promise quick turnarounds that aren't realistic, and you overstate capabilities, which you're experts in everything. It's you got yourself into the mess.
Yeah, it's true. We do this all the time, and I think it's because we're as entrepreneurs, we're people pleasers, and we
Yes.
really try to, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that, and you overpromise.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And it's
well,
fake it till you make it. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So,
What's the impact of doing stuff like this? Well, your client trust erodes quickly. Okay,
yeah.
clients are going to feel misled, and they're not going to come back. You're going to get negative word of mouth because if you start over promising and under delivering, this word of mouth is going to spread quicker than a 5-star review. People are going to say they can't do that. And
Right.
ultimately, the impact is you're going to get refund requests, last minute changes, and scope creep that leads to burnout. Let me give you an example very quickly. I bought this new detergent. I saw it online on social media. It's called Earth Breeze, and it's these
Mm-hmm.
sheets. And so I said, you know what? I'll try it. It's like one packet with 60 loads. I used it. I put one sheet in. My clothes didn't even look clean. They didn't smell good, anything. So I put 2 sheets in, nothing. So I'm
Uh,
asking for a refund. I go, this they overpromised. Oh, this
right.
is gonna be great. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, to fix it, be brutally honest. If you can't deliver it by Friday, say so. Just be direct and you will see the result will be fine. Under promise and then over deliver. You build in buffer time and you surprise clients with an early completion. I have to say, in printing, we do this all the time. We want to build in a buffer, build in some contingencies, and guess what? We always get to deliver early. It's fantastic. And you clarify expectations up front. Put the agreements in writing. We always have every little step in our writing only because I need someone to go back and look at that. And, Rich will say a million times, they never read the copy. But when they have to read the copy, you've got it there. It's important.
yeah. So let's go to mistake number 2 is not setting clear boundaries with your clients. This is huge. You're answering emails at all hours,
Ooh,
weekends, late nights, holidays.
that's a bad
I'm,
one.
I'm always contactable. Well, that's not a good thing sometimes. Also, letting your clients dictate your pricing, your timelines, and scope creep, which is the secret
Ugh.
killer of lots of businesses, without pushing back. Especially with vendors or business to business, letting them dictate the pricing and timelines. And then also, you take on every emergency request and
Yeah.
rearrange your schedules constantly. These are all when you're not setting your clear boundaries with clients.
Right. And I think, when you think about all of those times where you at the very nth hour, they haven't gotten the information to you and you still have to uphold the timeline. You need to really stand up and put those boundaries in place. The impact to this leads to burnout and resentment. You're always on. You don't have downtime. That could be very dangerous for your business. Clients don't respect your time. This goes back to that idea that building trust and respect between the two of you needs to be mutual, because if you don't have that, the balance becomes very bad. Revenue drops because you're doing extra work for free. Oh my gosh, the scope creep thing is so bad. We were putting this together, and that was one thing that we felt so strong to talk about,
Yeah,
which is you think you have to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's called a change order.
yeah.
Just don't let that happen. How can
And
we fix it? How can we fix it, Rich?
well, it's funny because the extra work for free, you're absolutely right. Change order. You
Yeah,
always say, yes, yes, I could do that. That sounds great. Let me write up a quick change order. That'll cost you another $400. And would you like me to do it? That's all you have to say. So,
right.
how do you fix it? Set clear working hours and stick to them. I'm open from 8 to 5. That's it. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'll get back to you tomorrow. I always say to my clients, you're not saving lives. There isn't somebody dying on an operating table. Okay.
Right.
You could get back to them on Monday.
Exactly.
Implement an urgent request fee for last minute demands. You
Mm-hmm.
have that, put that right in your contract. Say, look, and have them, I always say, if it's in the contract, have them do a little initial next to it.
Yes, definitely.
And then use automated replies for after hour emails. We'll respond by the next business day. It's easy. It's very easy.
Yeah. And a lot of times if people are doing that over the weekend, I might send them a text and say, "Oh, you've been busy. Look
Yes.
at you. Look at you working on the weekend. Get out there and take a walk." So I just make sure they understand. I'm not looking at that. Mm-mm. Mistake number three is ignoring client communication until it's too late. This is the worst thing. You take too long to respond. I'll get back to them when I have an answer. No, 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 don't do that. You ghost clients when you're onboarding, assuming no news is good news. No, bad, bad. And don't check on the project or the sale after to see if the client is happy. Those ignoring those communications, that ability to continue to build trust is so bad.
Yeah, I usually say the bad one is the ghosting clients after onboarding. In fact,
Yeah,
onboarding is the most important part. If they've given you their money and you're building a relationship with them, you don't ghost them at that point.
right.
I always tell them, I go, look, if there's a problem or an issue, this is my direct line. Call me and I'd be happy. And I usually give them a call and say, how are things going? How's the welcome packet filling out? We're having a meeting next week. I just want to make sure you're doing it and stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Well, what's the impact of ignoring client communications? Well, clients lose trust fast
Mm-hmm.
when communication is slow or inconsistent. They definitely, you've already lost the trust right off the bat.
Yeah,
Second,
yeah.
they assume you're not reliable and they go elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
This person's just not calling me and this is ridiculous. They're not returning my call. And then you miss upsell opportunities. This is the most important thing.
I know,
You could
really.
upsell them. You could say, you know what? This doesn't look good. Would you like me to replace this too? And suddenly, if you don't check in, you miss these upsell and opportunities. It's
Right.
it's so true.
Well, I want to be the fix it person. You set up automatic status updates, even if it's, "Hey, I'm on it." You always respond to a client. It reassures them. I say this all the time when we're mentoring and getting our young people up and running at the company. If you see something come through, you just immediately go, "Great, will do." I'm on it. Thank you. That's all you have to do. And you're gonna notice they won't bother you now. I always schedule regular follow-ups. A 30-second how's everything going? It might be an email, which will get better retention. People love that. And also just respond faster. Even if
Yeah.
it's not the complete answer, I'll give you kind of an example of something. I got your message. I'm working on it. I'm going to update you tomorrow. So what you've basically said is acknowledge, acknowledge. I'm working on it, and you've given them the timeline. Comfort. They feel so comfortable. They probably say, "Oh, they always get back to me."
Yeah.
So, that's continuing with the trust, which is great. And, you can really see a big difference, right?
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to mistake number 4. You make it hard for clients to work with you. And BJ and I have talked about this a lot. We call it friction.
Yeah.
You add friction to the client experience. You make it hard for them. And I've talked about how stores that make it very complex for you to check out with your credit card. Like,
Oh my
oh, you
God.
stick it in the wrong way. Oh no, you have to swipe it again. Oh, you have to do this. You have to do. I'm like,
Tap
you know
it.
what? I don't want to buy it. I don't want to
I
buy it at this
don't
point.
want
Or the biggest one that drives me nuts now, uh, not a supermarket, but when I go to a clothing store and they ask me, do I want a bag? And I'm like, yes, I want a bag, and I understand, but
I know.
that's friction. So
Right.
what do we mean by friction? It requires too many steps to book a service or pay for your services or even ask a question.
Yeah.
They use outdated processes like paper forms or PDFs or endless email chains.
Right.
And then finally, you have inconsistent pricing or unclear packages. You need to simplify this stuff.
And you're saving yourself money. I just can't stress that enough. The less friction, the less it costs you. Clients get frustrated. I'm just giving you a little impact here. They get frustrated and they give up before you book or buy. Bad news. You also will lose sales.
Yeah.
The faster and more streamlined competitors, they're grabbing the business. They're totally grabbing that business. Think of the coffee shop. You got the long line out, everybody's standing there, grumble, grumble, grumble. And then you've got this other coffee shop. I don't know how they do it. I'm in and out of there in 5 seconds. So impact can be bad. And also, you're wasted admin time. You're constantly fixing, confusing, things that are going on instead of selling. So
Yeah.
it's a waste of your time for sure.
So, how do you fix this? You make your booking and payments frictionless. Use online scheduling like Calendly and stuff, and digital invoices like DocuSign. And these things make it so much easier. Also, use client-friendly tech like chatbots or online portals or quick FAQs to make it easier to cut down on the phone calls to you. And then
Mm-hmm.
finally, create a simple service menu. One clear page that says what you offer and how much. It's like a restaurant. When a restaurant
Yes.
has a 15-page menu, you don't know what to eat. But when they have a one-page menu, it keeps it pretty simple.
Definitely, definitely. That's a good example. Mistake number 5, only talking to clients when you need something. Oh, this is dangerous. You reach out only when it's time to be paid, renew, or upsell. Very bad. Client knows it. Don't do it. You neglect the client relationship once the sale is closed. This happens a lot. And I'm always so puzzled by it. Like, I had this one Volvo dealership, and they had a big change of staff, big change of people, but I was in the process of my sale. I go ahead. No one ever contacted me, and I was a leased vehicle, so I was a definite, like a sure sale for them,
Yeah.
and I had to fight to get back in that door. So it's that neglected relationship can be a problem. And don't forget that loyal customers are repeat revenue. That's what I just described with the Volvo dealership. Holy cow. Don't give away that money. That's golden revenue for sure.
Absolutely. It's amazing how I talk to so many coaches and they go, "Oh, I go through another number, a whole bunch of clients. And when a client leaves, I have to find a new client." And then I tell them, I have many of my clients have been with me for years. I have one
Oh,
client
I
who's been with
know.
me for like 12 years. I go, that's the whole idea. It's like if you have loyal customers, keep them going and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
so the impact of this is clients feel like a transaction, not a relationship.
Mm,
It's like you're not being there for them. You're not helping them. You're not going the extra mile. It's just, yeah, I got your money. Get out of here.
right. Yeah.
You then eliminate your repeat business, and it's a constant struggle to find new clients. They go, "Oh, I need to find new people all the time," and you
Yeah.
leave money on the table. Happy clients often buy more. Ask
Mm.
ask your loyal customers, upsell them constantly.
Definitely. Well, I'm going to fix some of these things. Send useful, value driven content between transactions, tips, updates, industry insights. Whenever Rich and I get on the phone, he has to show me something.
Yes.
He always has to show me something. And I got to tell you, I look forward to coming on to the call because I know he's going to give me some sort of value driven content. I'm psyched. So
Yeah.
that's a fantastic thing. But you also want to celebrate client wins. You got to send them a quick congratulations. A client of mine sent a video she was very nervous to do. She looked so great in it. She hit it. And I immediately called her and said, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And just those little things, she knows that we have this personalized check in, which is fantastic. And then offer exclusive loyalty perks, a small discount, a little freebie for those long term clients. If I sense I have a client right now traveling, she has an annual report due, there's no movement in that deadline. And what I've been doing is giving her little texts of how well it's going. Oh, the print proof came back. We went, three people went through it, no issues. Everything's great, still on track. Oh, and then the next day, oh, looks like they're delivering a day early. Things are going well. She is so appreciative, and that can make a huge difference. Didn't cost me anything, but it was really, really good. Hey, let's go over the 4 action items that you can start right now, Rich. This was so good to put together.
Yeah, we promised you action items, so you need to do
Yes.
these things. Number one, set a response time rule for emails for your team, for your company. Reply within 24 hours, even if it's just an acknowledgement, just to let them know we hear you, we heard you, we're going to come back with a response.
And then simplify one process this week, whether it's your booking, your payments, your FAQs, whatever you think might be slowing your clients down most, let's focus on that.
And then audit your client experience. Ask, where do people drop off? What confuses them? Where do they get frustrated? Your employees see it, your team sees it, you see it. See where people are not angry, but frustrated with the process.
Yeah. And the fourth thing is reach out to one past client today. Just a simple, hey, how's it going? Just to check in. No sales pitch. Just, hey, what are you guys up to? Have you heard about the blah, blah, blah? Just check in. You're going to notice it's going to get a great response.
Yeah.
Anyway, the final thoughts, Rich, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen, but fixing these 5 will make your business even more efficient, profitable, and enjoyable.
And to our audience, let's keep the podcast momentum going. Share this episode on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, Threads, and Blue Sky with the hashtag The Best Small Business Show. Spread the word and keep our community growing by subscribing to our show.
It's 2025. Are you scared or worried about how to take your career or business to the next level? I need you to contact Rich G at richg.com for top-tier executive and business coaching that drives results.
And for all things brand marketing and website design, contact my podcast partner, BJ Flagg, at newrenew.com. and make your marketing remarkable.
We cannot end this podcast without a big shout out to our editor and producer, Richard Scalzo, for making us sound professional with every episode. Folks, I want you to have an unbelievable week, crush those goals, and we'll catch you on the next episode.